Hey, and thank you for clicking play. Poorly framed shot, slightly pointing downward pointing angle. Must be time for a pickups video. Now, before I start this one, let me just say there's something I'm going to leave out of this pickups because essentially it's been put away for my birthday present. This is my birthday present this coming week. It's my birthday present. It's my birthday this coming week. So I'll do an unwrapping next week of the main present and a bit of an explanation of that. Even though I've already seen it, it's actually been put away for a good couple of weeks. Be about 3 weeks by the time you see that. So I'm actually getting quite excited, just like a kid, just like it should be. But what I've got for you today is a pickups video that I've been wanting to do for a while, and there's certainly enough here to warrant separating that other thing off. One of our versions of Halo for the Xbox 360 has snapped. And so I picked up one at a charity shop, and it was actually the wrong version of Halo. While I was down in Albany, went in a pawn shop, or a cashies, whatever you want to call them, and Halo 3 is the game that is snapped. And I picked up this Halo 3 for the Xbox 360 for $5. The keen-eyed among you will spot, as my boy spotted when I pointed it out to him, this is the wrong Halo 3. This is ODST, which is not the same game at all. So I still actually don't have the right version of Halo, but we don't already have ODST. So that's good. We now have ODST. Now, speaking of I don't see the Xbox 360 as retro, to be honest. So I think we're still talking about modern stuff here. So I'll also throw this in. Aliens Fireteam Elite. This was a late Australian Father's Day. So Australian Father's Day is not the same date as the rest of the world for reasons unknown. So the boys got me that. They just had to wait for it to come into local stores. And I've got that. Interesting game, but if you don't have PS4, if you don't pay for multiplayer, which I don't, it is quite a limiting game. So that's a bit of a shame that that's the way gaming has gone in the modern times. You have to pay for the privilege of playing a multiplayer game, which I think is a rort, but that's the reality of life. I have to mention this, and this will get mentioned in a couple of videos. It's already been mentioned briefly in one. But Godfrey, bless him, local to the Perth Amiga users group, gave me, and when he gave it to me, he said, look, this is for you and for the channel. He literally put it in those words. So I have to mention this as often as possible. But he gave me this Spectrum 48K. As I've detailed in the past, I never owned the 48K, but this was the thing that I asked for birthday and Christmas for a good couple of years. Because this was, when I said Spectrum, this is the form factor I meant. This is what some of my friends had. So many memories before I had my own computer, definitely before I had my own Spectrum, this was what I played on at friends' houses. So games like Paperboy and Saboteur, and suddenly can't think of any others. Oh, some of the Codemaster simulators, stuff like that. A Tick Attack were all played on these wonderful rubber keys. So I'm so grateful to Godfrey for giving me this, and this will get a separate video in its own right. This has I've got to remember what's been done to it now, a brand new keyboard membrane and a composite mod. I was going to say recapped, it's not recapped, but it's got a brand new membrane and it's been composite modded, and it works fantastic. And it came with these books, the original books, which is great. Can never get things in shot when I do this, but there we go. Shall we put that up there? Would that be, it might fall though. We'll put it there. We'll figure out how to keep things in shot as we go through. So it's got the books there as well. And he also gave me the trains, is it called the train game? Yeah, train game. Which is fantastic, and a really fun little game. I like trains. I used to like model trains as well, and it's such a frustrating puzzle game, really, trying to get all the points right. Now, he didn't have the power adapter for it, so there's a bit of a double story to this as well. We bought what we thought was a Mega Drive power adapter, which is apparently meant to match. The one we bought from the retro shop down in Kelmscott, Retro Collect, I think it's called. It wasn't the right one. We don't think it was a Master System adapter at all. So I went to JCar, and they do these great. So this is, if you happen to have a Spectrum in Australia, JCar 9-volt power adapter with a switchable, you can switch that round interchangeable heads, comes with all the heads you need, and you can switch it to change polarity because you need center negative. So that works a treat. So I also had to take that other power adapter back. They wouldn't give me at the retro game shop. They wouldn't do a cash refund because there was nothing wrong with the product. That's fine. So they kindly swapped it, even though this was slightly more expensive. They matched the cost. They swapped this. So I'd seen 2 of these in one of their cabinets on our first visit to the store. And when you look at it, you'll go, Chris, you've already got one of these, okay? Because it looks the same as this, right? Which is a QuickShot 2 or a Spectra video. And they had 2 of these, and I said, okay, if I've got to swap for something in the store, can I have a look at both of those? And I grabbed the first one out. So this was marked as $40, and I got it for $35. And I grabbed the first one out, and it felt much the same as the one that I've got, which you guys know that I do have issues with. And without having something to test it on, there's no way of telling if it was better than this. When I pulled this one out that looks absolutely identical, I was actually quite surprised as soon as I grabbed it, because those of you that know the QuickShot 2 know QuickShot 2s do not have micro switches in them. This is not a QuickShot 2, but it's clearly the same mold. This is an Archer, and if you look on the bottom, it says Radio Shack, I think. I don't have my glasses on, but I'm pretty sure it says Radio Shack or something like that. Radio Shack on the etched bottom there. So Archer and Radio Shack under there. So that is fantastic. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this, and probably more of this than the old one. To have the same ergonomics but with micro switches, oh, didn't even know such a thing existed. Obviously the QuickShot 2 Turbo, which I had back in the day, that was the first probably micro switch controller I had. Right, now we are already into the stuff that I picked up at the Perth Amiga users group. You would have seen the video a couple of weeks ago of that. And these first 2 games I'm going to show you were basically swapped with Al, a good friend of mine from the Perth Amiga users group. And we'd set this deal back up in March, I think it was. Maybe it wasn't that long. A long time ago, he was already going to give me, sell me the 2 games that I'm about to show you for $30 each. I think it was $30 each. And when he saw the stack of magazine discs, he said, tell you what, let's just do a swap. You give me the magazine discs and that copy of Zap 64, which was in excellent condition and still had the centerfold poster. It was a zombie poster inside. And he gave me the games in exchange, which was fantastic. So these 2 games. A10 Tank Killer for the Amiga and Lotus Turbo Challenge 3. What a score. So I'm very, very grateful to Al for those. Right. So also at the Perth Amiga users group, 2 games that I pre-arranged to buy off another guy, so $30 each. Oh, who was this? Who was it? Stuart. Okay, a guy called Stuart. First game. So these are both Amiga games as well, obviously being Perth Amiga users group. Not that you can take that for granted. Epic. Fantastic game. Certainly got a story to tell about this. Were there 2 box designs? Because I thought there was a more of a purpley box, but you tell me if there were 2 box designs. But yeah, that's all there. All great. That's that, Epic. And, oh, here's a good one. And now, there's something I need to point out here. So, MiG-29. Was discussing with somebody on Discord the different styles of manuals that they did for these. But everything is there and present. That's a full fold-out poster, schematics of the MiG-29 in there as well. So that's beautiful. Now, I'm pretty sure, and I'll do a separate video on this, that I now have all the flight sims that I ever had on the Amiga back in the day. I know there's more flight sims on the Amiga, but the ones that I had growing up, I'm pretty sure I've now covered. And then some. So things like MiG-29, I'm pretty sure I only had the demo of, never the full thing. An A10 Tank Killer, I'm pretty sure I had a hooky copy and was never sure if it was quite right, because it did run pretty crap on my A500. But really, I think that's the limitations of the i500 anyway. But now I have that boxed as well. So I'm pretty sure I've now got all the flight sims I had growing up. We'll visit that and we'll check it together in a separate video, because I'm really excited to show that collection off. Right, so what I also picked up at the Perth Amiga user group from Carlos. He gave this to me for free. one of those disc cleaning caddies. So I do apologise to Neil from Retro Man Cave, because I was going to buy the one off your store, but now I don't need it. I do still need a 3-inch version though for my Spectrum Plus 3 discs. So I will get one of the RMC ones. Oh no, Carlos said he could print me one of those as well. I've bought a calendar off you, Neil, and I am a patron. Anyway, so I've got that disc cleaning caddy, so that's going to be great. Then I'm trying to do things in the order that I picked them up at the Perth Amiga Users Group meet, which I know is a sad thing, but anyway. So that was slightly out of order. It doesn't matter. Another guy, who was this? Was that another Stuart? Cover discs. Scott, a guy called Scott, came with a big box of Amiga format cover discs, knowing that I was trying to collect them, and he gave me these. So I'll do a Pickups B, which I'll try and drop midweek, but this many Amiga format cover discs, and this actually completes the collection of the period that I wanted to collect. So, spoiler alert, I've finished the collection. When I say I've finished, obviously I don't know which ones work yet, and some of the ones that I got off Nick a couple of months back are definitely marked, so I could definitely upgrade some of those. But this is great. I mean, how many have I got? Heaps I've got here, and these are all in excellent condition, really good condition. So I'm really pleased to essentially, you know, it's kind of sad when you finish something that you were trying to collect, but also awesome at the same time. So that's great. And to be able to revisit some of those. So I'll flick through what discs those actually are soon. So also at the Perth Amiga Users Group were the guys from Beyond Retro, which is a retro computer shop here in Perth in an area called Coventry Markets in Morley, Coventry Village Market, Indoor Market in Morley, I think. I'm right in saying that. I'm rubbish at the suburbs of Perth unless I've lived there or worked there. But anyway, I think that's right. And he had a stack of stuff. You'll see in the video that I put up of last week exactly what was going through. And I bought, because they were there and I just couldn't help it, Quake 2 for PC. And obviously it's the DVD case version, not the big box case version. And it doesn't have a manual. I assume it would have originally had one, but I'm not too fussed about that. So that's good. So Quake 2 for PC. And also for PC. So it'd be interesting to see if this is any different from the version that Mike gave me over a year ago now. But I had to pick this up because Doom 2 on CD, for Windows 95, so installable for Windows, with the manual. So no box or anything, no big box that would have gone around this, but I've got the disc, definitely a legit copy, and I assume full version copy. The print on the surface of this is very different to the other copy I've got. And the manual as well. So I really thought that was worth picking up. And what did he charge me? $10 he charged me for both together. So absolutely nothing, really. So that was fantastic. They just had these tubs of stuff that they just had at the back and not bothered to sort out or shift. And the last thing I picked up at the Perth Amiga Users Group is this, which is a mug. So I picked this up from David Fowler, who runs retrokit.com.au, selling awesome stuff. $10 he was selling these for at the meet. So an Amiga mug. So that can now get unwrapped and that can go pride of place. How about in front of the Amiga? Fantastic. It's going to be in shot. Stick it up on top of the Gotek there for now. So that's really cool to have. That's not everything. This box I got for $50 and it's full of Spectrum games. Okay, so where am I going to... Oh, damn it. Let's move that over there. The Spectrum. I know what we'll do. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's get into this box. So, came all the way up. So he lives in Albany, ironically, and was coming up to Perth. So I didn't... I wish I knew this guy better before I holidayed in Albany. It would have been a lot easier because we had to figure out a car park meet up. Right, let's put this down and let's start stacking games. I'll just go from the top. War. So these are all for the ZX Spectrum. Now, Never played War before, but I'm excited to have it. Inside, he did point out the jewel cases have got extra games in. That's got the tape for Mission Impossible. What he didn't point out, because I don't think maybe he realised, was that it's also got the inlay for Mission Impossible here. So all I need to do is get another jewel case, and I've actually got the tape and the inlay for Mission Impossible there. And when you undo these, they don't go back together because of the double inlay, it gets in the way. There we go, War and Mission Impossible. Fantastic. Match of the day. Again, don't remember actually having that football game back in the day. It's a blur which football games I did have. This is Revolution. But again, inside there is the tape and the inlay for Twister. So that's there as well. So that's fantastic. I'll point out the games that I actually picked this bundle up for, but it's just good to have extra games. And you did say, look, if you pass some on, you pass them on, it's fine. Right, what have we got? Magic Meanies. Headbangers Heaven. If any of these you played, or if you know they're particularly rare, let me know as well, because I really don't have a clue. Incredible Shrinking Fireman. This one doesn't have an inlay. It just says Spectrum Computing issue number 3. Cherry and Crossroads. Spectrum Computing issue number 3. So it must be a magazine tape. So we'll put those. I'll just put those to the side and stack them if I come across more magazine tapes. Spectrum Diet. Don't know what somebody's trying to tell me. Wham! Music Box. Invisible Island. Quicksilver. Rasputin. There we go, I got a bit worried there. Yeah, there we go. Now this is one I remember having growing up, so I'm excited about this. Kung Fu Master. Fantastic. I can't remember if I had it on the Spectrum or was it out on the Acorn Electron. I think it was the Spectrum. I didn't realise it wasn't out on the Amiga until I saw somebody is actually doing it for the Amiga in the modern day, which is great. Formula 1 Simulator. Now I remember having Formula 1 Simulator, but I remember having the Codemasters version, so that's a bit different. There. This one I was really excited about. Love this game, definitely had this growing up. And then it pretty much covers the 2 games that I had growing up that I was excited about getting in this pack. And that's Ghostbusters. Fantastic game. Absolutely love that. It does say Ghostbusters on it, not just Ricochet. Fantastic to have that. Can't wait to play that again. What we got here? So this one doesn't have a case, but it's okay because I've actually got some spare cases on the thing up there. What does that say? Journey to the Centre of Eddie Smith's Head. Players game. So I'll lie that one down because otherwise it's going to fall out and what have you. That's another Spectrum Computing issue 5. So we'll put that there. What's this? Okay, that's a loose one of those. So now I am picking a bit. Okay, so I'll jump to here. Now this game I didn't have growing up, but you know I've mentioned it before and I'm excited to actually have a copy for myself now. And that's Eurydium. So very excited to have Eurydium, and I'm pretty sure this is what made me then lust after Eurydium, but I had the Electron at the time, so I got Sarcastria for the Electron, which I'm also happy to have in my collection twice already. But Eurydium, fantastic, really pleased to have a legit copy of that. Because that, I mean, it's just, that's just a classic right there. That's definitely staying on my collection. Now, what have we got here? We've got, now, whether this is the original case or this is a reprinted, no, it's a reprinted one, okay. So that says Checkered Flag, which I do remember Checkered Flag. Oh yeah, okay, so that is just somebody's backup tape, which is fair enough. So I've got a backup copy of Checkered Flag. Maybe we'll put that over here. And then, oh, here we go. Here's another Legitty Agent X Mastertronics in a yellow case. Agent X. It's all good. Is that a yellow tape as well? No. I open things, I don't necessarily look at them. And now we're into what I would call sort of random. Oh, is that one more legit? No, okay. So these are all a bit random. So I've got a heap of tapes. I've got 2 tapes here that are labelled as Hall of Fame 1, Arcade Hall of Fame 1. Don't know if you can see that. And Arcade Hall of Fame 2. Now, these obviously look like homemade case covers, but they're a consistent design, which is really interesting. You can see the sheen of pencil on them. And when you look at the back inside, that obviously looks like, you know, a generic case cover, and the other one is different. So if anybody knows about these Arcade Hall of Fames, let me know. So that one is different again. They look like, you know, generic, you know, blank cassette things that have then been designed out. But the person has gone to the trouble of designing the whole thing and making the two look consistent, which is interesting. And what is even more interesting is that's obviously a legit tape. Arcade Hall of Fame. That's not somebody's mixtape. So be interesting to have a go through those. If anybody knows if those are what the covers should be and they made them look like a mixtape back in the day, let me know. Then I've also got this one, Way of the Exploding Fist. That definitely looks like a home copy. So I think somebody's just been a bit keen making their own covers here. Way of the Exploding Fist, and that's definitely a backup tape. That one's definitely a backup tape. So we'll put that over here with Checkered Flag on the naughty corner. What else we got? Again, this just says high tech. What is that? That's all wrapped up. So I don't know what's in there. Okay, that's another one of these tapes. There's several of these. So I'll point out all of these tapes. These are all, they just say Spectrum 1648, like that. This one says Soccer, Escape, Quill Review, Race, and Grand Comp. So there's that one. And then so that says tape number 6. This one says tape number 9. That's got Elevator, Transmate, Lens Spray, LN Puzzle, Yahtzee. But the actual tapes, you know, they're clearly proper tapes. So is that some kind of collection? I'm not familiar with these. So there's another one. This is tape number 7. Quarks, Beakers, Scramble, sorry, Troglodytes, all sorts of things on there. This one's tape number 4. Piranha, Pontoon, Resco, 64 print, ZX World and loads. So, don't know. And then this one, they almost look like PD tapes or something. I can't even read what's on there, but that's tape number 13. There's that. Then I've also got, here's another one in a similar style but slightly different case. What's that? That's tape number 12. I'm looking for a case. And I've also got here tape number 2, I think that says. Maybe tape number 8. So another 2 tapes there. And, oh, there's another one. Snake Tower Sketch for Bar Chart Adder. That's tape number 5. So lots of those. If anybody's familiar with these, please do let me know in the comments. And that's another one that's in there. I don't know why that's taped up to hold it together. Oh, probably because the cassette, the case is actually knackered. So that's another one in, there we go, tape 15 that says there. So that's quite interesting. Let's put those to the side so that we can see the main ones. So I'm very excited about all of those. Well, especially, like I said, it's mainly the 3 that I wanted, but I'm excited to have War, interested to play some of these others. Some I might end up passing on, I'm not sure, but as you always know, I'll pass it on for the similar price to what I got it. But all of that lot, all of this lot here, all these Spectrum tapes was $50 or £25, let's put it that way. Main ones, let's put them to the front. That was unintentional. That was so unintentional. The main ones I wanted from this lot, as I said, Ghostbusters, had that, loved it. Where's the other one? Kung Fu Master, same story. And then Eurydium, while I didn't have it, I definitely remember playing it at a friend's house, probably my mate Daniel's house. And what a fantastic game it is. So just those 3 make it worth it for me. And then some of these others will be added bonuses for the collection. This video is far too long. Thanks for watching. And stay safe. Seriously, there are certain events. It's not over. And it can bite you in the bum or a family member. So stay safe. Cheers, guys.